Alrighty, welcome to Romera Records podcast, and we have Dominic back on. How's it going, man?
Doing good. Can't complain.
When was the last time I had you on? Was it 2019?
Yeah, it was 2019.
Pre-pandemic, huh?
Pre-pandemic.
Man, it's been wild. Yeah.
Been a long while, but it's been good though. Can't complain.
How has it affected like all the stuff that you do?
So it hasn't affected work. It has affected a lot outside of work, not so much. So with work, so last time I was here, I was working for the University of Memphis. Now
You've got like a mosquito that is like,
whoa, okay.
I never have those in here. That's going to bother me. But anyways.
Yeah. So I was working for the U of M last time I was here. Now I'm working for the All-Zone Liberty Bowl, which is the college bowl game here in Memphis.
Oh.
So I literally joined them at least a week or two before the pandemic hit. So
Dang.
So I was like, I just left this job and now I got this job and I might be out of this job. So luckily, like it's only 5 of us in the whole organization. So luckily we weren't like laid off or furloughed or anything like that. So thankfully we were still, able to have our jobs and whatnot. We just had to like take away a lot of stuff, like all the events that we had throughout the year. So all we had during 2020 was just our game versus when we have like our golf tournament in the summer or various other events that we have during bowl week. So luckily we were just able to have our game, thankfully. And then last year we brought back everything with now that pandemic is slightly over, I guess.
Yeah.
But work has changed a lot outside of work. For my own podcast, usually with 5 of us, we all like to get together and record together. Only thing that would change was that we went virtual for a good maybe 3 months. I want to say 3 months all virtual, so we were all recording from our own houses, own computers. Other than that, nothing really much has changed about that.
What's y'all's setup like when you're all together?
Setup. So we usually meet at my friend JT's house, and he has his room, his office, where he has his computer monitor, and then we'll have a table in the middle of the room. We have just a microphone there, his laptop to get everything organized, and we'll have a video camera too because we just started streaming on Twitch with our podcast episodes.
Oh, nice.
So that's usually our setup right there. Have a microphone in the middle, all 5 of us, or more if we have guests coming over.
You have more than 5 people sometimes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think what was it? The most that we had was probably like maybe what was it, like 9 or 10 maybe?
God. I'm not gonna. So as I was telling you, I just had Sunweight on, and it's different. That was the first time I ever had 4 people. The most I think I ever had was 3, and it's a little weird just because I guess I'm so used to one-on-one conversation, and unless you're having just like a couple friends over, like if you're a married couple and you have another married couple over or something like that, you're usually only talking to like 2 or 3 people at one time ever, unless you're at like a big party or something. Well, having 4 people on and you're recording and it's like you get like the podcast doesn't have an agenda. We're just conversating
going along the way.
But it's just kind of weird just because if I ask a question, it's kind of like I'm not sure who am I asking. You know what I mean? And I didn't know them at all, so I'm just kind of just talking, trying to get to know each of them. But a good guest, a good host, which I am. I'll direct questions to certain people.
Right.
I didn't do it all the time. Some of my questions were just kind of general, and they were just to everybody. But I couldn't imagine 9 people.
But I always like the more the merrier.
Okay.
And that's what we love having like guests come on our show, especially if they're like repeated guests. But yeah, that 9 people episode, 9 or 10, that was a really, really fun episode.
How long was it?
Usually our episodes are probably like maybe hour and a half to 2 hours. So I want to say around that time frame, maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. So like usually when we have our guests, they'll, if it's like mostly like our friends coming on as guests, they'll like stay for like the entire episode and talk about all the topics that we want to talk about. Or it's like a special guest, like if we have like a comic writer or a comic artist, somebody who's like more famous than us.
Yeah.
They'll usually stay at the beginning of the podcast, and if they want to, they could come and stick around for like all the topics we can talk about. So yeah, that's how it usually goes for the East Coast Avengers.
That's really dope. I mean, do y'all usually try to, I guess, pick people who are knowledgeable, or do you get people who like may know nothing about it and they're just good conversation?
Most of the time, it's really people who are knowledgeable, but we also brought on people who are not knowledgeable about the stuff that we talk about. Like you said, they're here for good conversation.
Okay.
And they usually like to. They might not be knowledgeable, but they are interested in the subjects that we talk about. So it's a bit more fun that way too.
Okay. Yeah, I know a little bit about comics. You know, I don't know a ton, but I know enough to be dangerous, is what they say. But I'll have people on here who they might know a little bit about everything, but you know, we just kind of talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if they know a little bit about something, which I usually have somebody on because they have like an expertise in something, and but you know, if they know a little bit about something, or if they know that I know more about that thing, they'll ask me questions and be like, "Oh, what about this? What about that?" So those can be great podcasts. I think that if you do that, like that perspective of somebody who doesn't know a lot, it helps out your listeners.
Yeah.
Because if your listeners don't know, then like y'all, the East Coast Avengers, are having to like explain stuff to the person who doesn't know. So then it helps out the listeners.
Right. And then all of us, we're not knowledgeable on everything.
Yeah.
Like for me, for example, like I've like not into Star Wars like that, but I know just like a little bit about it. So whenever we talk about Star Wars, I'm like, okay, I know a little bit of that character, but then I always ask like, okay, so what happened with this and this and that and that? So there's always like questions, going around with all of us of stuff that we don't know. So which makes it even more, enjoyable with us, because you don't want to have like a know-it-all all the time. So yeah, it's always great.
How's the Twitch stuff going?
Twitch is going good. I'm actually going to try to stream after this if I'm not too tired. Yeah, Twitch has been going well. Celebrated my 1-year anniversary last month. So yeah, it's going good. Got met a few people on Twitch. Actually met them in person since they're like living in Nashville and everything.
Okay.
So met a few of them in Nashville. Met some in New York when I went to go visit there last year. So I really kind of like built a little community with Twitch, and that's probably like my favorite thing about it, just meeting all these different type of people on there, whether they're here in Memphis or in Nashville, New York, even in the UK. Like somebody's telling me like, yeah, I'm from the UK. I really enjoy your Twitch streams. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's awesome.
And I was like, so you're really staying up late at night for me? I was like, I guess so.
I didn't even think about that because the time zone difference.
Yeah, because I'm usually streaming at like maybe 9, 10 o'clock at night. So it's like probably 3 or 4 a.m. over there. So I'm like, okay, well. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Yeah. So when you're like talking to new people, and you've got all these different people from like different areas, how does that work with like I guess their knowledge? Like, do they usually know about all the stuff that you know about, like whatever I guess the stuff that you talk about like during your stream?
Yeah, so like what I usually talk about during the stream is just the game that I'm playing in general. So some of the games I'm playing I'm not that knowledgeable of. Like my last stream, I was streaming God of War.
Okay. Which one?
This was the one that came out in 2018.
That's what is that, like the, what was the, dang.
The main character's name?
Well, I'm trying to think of like the theme behind that one. It wasn't like, was it like Viking times or, because not Thor, what's his name?
Oh, God. Because I'm really not that far into the game. I'm still at the beginning of it.
I'm horrible with names, but I know what you're talking about. I've been playing that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying that one. I had like a few followers well, not a few followers, probably like just random people come by a stream and, just give me a little bit of knowledge of, how to do this, how to do that, who is that, and where to go and all that. So that's usually how the conversation is whenever I stream. Or if I'm just coming on there just to chat, we can literally just talk about almost anything. Either talk about stuff that's happening with me or stuff that's happening with any one of the people that are in the chat. So it depends on, what the mood is. If I want to play a game, I'll play a game. And then if I want to chat, then we can just chat for like a good 2 or 3 hours.
Loki, that's his name.
Loki, yeah. I think he is in this game. I think
that's who you fight at like the beginning when like the kid is in the house.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So
I'm pretty sure that's Loki.
I think it is. I remember I read a synopsis of the game before I played it. I think his name was mentioned, so I think it was him. Yeah, I have to go back
so Loki in the Avengers. Mm-hmm. What is like his special powers?
He's magic.
Okay,
so he's like magic, a sorcerer in a way.
So Loki if it is Loki in that game, I know Kratos keeps like beating him up,
right,
and then he just like heals himself instantly. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's the same thing. I really hope somebody please fact check us. I'm pretty sure that's Loki, but I need somebody like Googling stuff the whole time because I hate like hold on, let me look this up. But yeah, that's a really good game. One thing I don't like about it though is how open world it is, because I'm actually more of a fan of like the guided type game where you just like, you get to a point, you have to beat somebody, then you figure out a puzzle, and then you just keep moving along. But that one's more open world, like you got a big map and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. I'm more of a fan like the guided type game.
Okay, yeah, no, that's completely understandable. I like a mix of it. Like I love a big open world game, but as long as they give me like the steps on like to go, like you gotta go here first, and then you gotta go there, then I'm good to go.
So I think you said you aren't usually a big gamer, right?
No, I'm not really a big gamer. When I first started Twitch, that was my very first time playing video games. I'm like over 10 years, I want to say.
Dang.
Right. Yeah, because I think what got me back into playing video games was the PS5 coming out.
Okay.
Thankfully, I got like a PS5 order like the second day that pre-orders came out.
Oh, man.
So I was like, okay, I got the PS5 now. And I said, as soon as I get it, I think I want to start like doing Twitch streams and everything. So that's how I kind of got into Twitch and kind of got me back into gaming a little bit. So I won't consider myself a big gamer, but kind of working my way up to it in a way.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to get a PS5 when it first came out, and then when I was unsuccessful for forever, I just gave up, and I'm not gonna lie, I've just committed to getting a PS5 Pro. Like I'm just gonna skip the PS5 and just wait till the Pro, because by that time they're gonna be accessible,
right?
Or I might just get the PS5 at a cheaper price, but I'll probably just get the Pro. It will either be, I guess, the same price as the 5 is now, or it might be a little more, but they'll spec it out.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, because getting those PS5 pre-orders, I mean, it was
impossible.
Right.
It was impossible. And then like you'll see pictures and videos of people all the time who've bought like 1,000 of them and they're reselling them.
How?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It really doesn't, because I tell myself, if I see somebody on my street like selling PS5s for like over the retail price, I'm just going to steal one and just call it a day.
I said, I posted on Facebook, like when they first started selling them, I was like, if you bought a PS5 so that you could resell it for twice the price, I hope you like stub your toe in the middle of the night, because I wish that on my worst enemies.
I know.
Or step on a Lego or something like that. Because I really wanted one, because I never had the PS4 Pro.
Right.
Or did they have a Slim too or something like that?
Yeah, my last gaming system was the PS3, so I skipped out on that. I skipped out on the entire generation.
That's so crazy. So, I mean, did you ever get to play a PS4 or Xbox or anything?
Yeah, because like right before I got the PS5, I would start going over my friend's house. I would play, his PS4, and the game that really got me back into gaming was SpiderMan.
Okay.
So I was telling him like I enjoyed it so much, and he said, "Just borrow my PS4 for a couple months." I was like, "Okay."
Say less.
I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll do it." So I played it for those 2 months. I beat the game, and then that's when I made that decision. I was like, "I'm gonna go get this PS5."
Yeah, I'm still rocking the OG PS4. Like I bought it. I think I bought it like when I joined the military in like it was like October of 2015. That's when I bought the PS4, and I think I only have like 3 or 4 physical games. I bought Destiny, like the Destiny 1.
Yeah.
What else did I buy? Uncharted. No. Uncharted came with my PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got like a bundle with it?
Yeah, I think it was like Uncharted 1 through 3.
Okay.
Because 4 was coming out. So I think, I got like with my PlayStation 1 through 3 just like came with it. So let's see. I have Destiny. Somebody gave me Horizon, that game where like the chick is like the main character.
Yeah.
And it's like robot dinosaurs or whatever.
Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah.
That and I think I have one more game, but I don't have many physical games. Like I buy all my games online. So
yeah.
What is that? What you plan on doing?
I'm more than likely I've been buying it physically.
Okay.
And then I had a friend in Atlanta who kind of really doesn't play video games anymore, so he sent me like most of his PS4 collection.
Dang.
So I literally have like a drawer full of PS4 and a little bit of PS5 games now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I bought some games online, and I have the the PlayStation Plus membership or PlayStation Now membership, whatever it is.
So there's 2 different ones. There's Plus, and that gives you like discounts on a bunch of games, and then there's PS Now, which is kind of like the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a Netflix of gaming.
I think it is the PS Now because I remember when I first got the PS5, I know they had those games that you could download for free. So I think I downloaded Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham Asylum.
That's a good game.
God of War, some other games I downloaded too. And that's what made me want to play God of War, because that was like one of the first games I downloaded, and I haven't played it yet. So I was like, you should give this game a try. So now I'm playing it now, and it's a really enjoyable game so far.
Yeah, so with PS Now, you should be able to play the old God of Wars, right?
I think so, yeah.
I would definitely suggest going through all those.
Okay.
Even though they're really old, like I'm pretty sure they remastered. I want to say they remastered 3 for sure, but I don't know if they remastered 1 and 2. But they're really good. I would definitely suggest you play those.
And I know the new one is coming out later this year. I think either later this year or early next year.
Okay. I saw the trailer for that. It looked really good.
Oh yeah, it looked super awesome.
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of God of War because it's just that like that play style of I'm kind of a hack and slash type person. Like I love just like killing a bunch of people, but that just storyline, they always nail it.
Yeah,
and I don't think they've ever made a bad one. And another thing is that they don't come out with them too fast. Like that's how I feel.
They really take their time.
Yeah, they take their time and do a good job. Like that's how I felt like Assassin's Creed.
Okay,
I felt like Assassin's Creed, they just pumped those out too quickly, and they would do like I'm not gonna say a bad job, but they could have did better. Me and my wife, we were playing what's the newest one? Valhalla, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Great game, but there are some things that a lot of glitches and stuff like that. So we're like, yeah, y'all could have just took y'all's time and just done a better job with that. But what else do you plan on playing?
I'm planning on playing the Guardians of the Galaxy game. I got that for Christmas.
Okay.
So I haven't played that one yet. Some more games I want to play. Let's see. I want to get back into Grand Theft Auto 5. I haven't finished the story of that one yet. And then I also have a Nintendo Switch I bought a few months ago too. I only have 3 games on it though. So Mario Kart, Mario Party Superstars, and Smash Bros. So I'm playing those games currently. So, but the game I'm kind of like most looking forward to is the Gotham Knights game with all the Batman's proteges. So Nightwing, Batgirl, who else? Robin and Red Hood.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that game and the Justice League kills Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, but that got delayed till next year, which I'm kind of sad about.
I haven't even heard about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was when it first got announced. Like I think almost everybody was talking about it.
Dang, I missed out on that.
It looks really good though. It looks really good.
I have to check that out. Dang, there was something that you just said that was. So the Switch. Mm-hmm. I've been contemplating buying a Switch for forever now, but I've heard the new one's coming out, but it's not that big of an update.
Yeah, so yeah, the OLED Switch. I remember contemplating on that too if I wanted the OLED or the regular Switch. But I think the only difference between those two is with the OLED Switch, it has a bigger screen. I think it has a Ethernet port, longer battery life. It's really not that much of a difference between the two. So I got the Nintendo Switch a week before the OLED came out because I was like really, really wanting to get it. And I was like, I don't feel like waiting for the OLED Switch to come out. I'm gonna just go ahead and get it. So I like called GameStop as they had Nintendo Switch available, in which they did. So I just like literally got it that same day, a couple hours later, and then have my Nintendo Switch. So if you don't want to pay the extra money for the OLED Switch, for just just for little differences, I would say go with the normal Switch.
See, I'm not that type of gamer, so I would never use like what it's meant for is mobile gaming. I would only use it on my TV. So yeah, I guess there's no point in me buying the
I
OLED.
was literally saying to myself earlier this week, thank God I bought a Nintendo Switch because we had the ice storm last week, so my power was out for almost the whole entire week, and me and my mom, we ended up staying at my grandmother's house, and I thought to myself, I can get my Nintendo Switch since I can't play my PS5. So like that next day after we stayed at my grandma's house, drove back to my house, got my Nintendo Switch, which was charged up, thankfully, and then just went ahead and played my Nintendo Switch at my grandma's house.
That's dope. So where do you live? Are you in like downtown Memphis or Midtown or like?
I'm in the Raleigh-Fraser area, so I'm really not too far from here. It's probably like a 7-minute drive to here.
So I was headed to Ryan, that's my business partner for here. I was headed to his wedding Friday morning. Yeah, Friday morning. And like, I didn't even know what was going on here because I didn't have to come here. Like, I didn't know if the power was out or not. So it was just like an afterthought. But I'm pretty sure the power was fine at our house. Like, obviously, when we left that morning, it was fine. But I'm assuming it was fine the whole time. So in your area, it was like everybody in the area, the power was out?
Yeah.
Until when?
So the way it worked in my neighborhood was that
Mosquito.
I think it was, power went out Thursday morning. I want to say probably around a Monday or Tuesday, half of the neighborhood got their power back. It was like the front part of the neighborhood got their power back, but I'm in the back part of the neighborhood, so we didn't have our power until what was it, like Wednesday night.
Okay.
That we got our power back. So almost a whole week without power.
Dang.
That we had. Yeah.
That's so crazy. And what blows my mind is like, this is Memphis. Like, it's a nice area and, or like a big area, a lot populated. And
That's getting on my nerves now.
right. It's so annoying.
Oh my God.
That's the first time I've seen a mosquito.
Right.
But yeah, like how do you not prepare ahead of time like that? Which I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who knows nothing about doing electrical services for an entire city, but or multiple cities. But I feel like they should be able to be prepared because of what happened last year.
Right.
Last year is completely understandable. It took everybody off guard because like the whole nation got hit with a random ice storm, like Dallas.
Right.
Like Dallas got destroyed with that thing. Well, like a lot of Texas actually, and Texas never gets ice storms. And I was like, okay, let's take this and be like, we should probably be prepared from now on. And then it happened again the next year. I'm like, yo, how did y'all not just do some sort of preparation? But again, I don't know what that even means. Like, I don't know what preparation means. So
Yeah. I just know it would cost a lot of money. That's all I know about it.
Like, I would be completely fine with paying a little more in taxes. They're like ice storm preparation tax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as long as I can keep my power, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So, but I live in Cordova, so everything was fine my way. No power went out at my house, or I guess the surrounding houses, but I don't know. I still think they should just do a better job.
No, trust me, you and all of Memphis do so we're good. We're good on that.
Did you go? So where was you said your grandmother's house? Or?
Yeah, she lives like literally 5 minutes from us.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you know where Douglas High School is?
No.
It's like still in the North Memphis area.
Okay.
So yeah, literally not too far. Like her whole neighborhood was fine. Like, they didn't get affected by the ice storm or anything.
So you went more north than where you are to get to hers?
I guess a little bit more north. Yeah, because I think we were going south towards her house.
Oh, okay.
But she's still like in the North Memphis area and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's weird like how things get sectioned out around here as far as like power and water. Because when we had that water mess up last year, I think all of Bartlett was good because they aren't on the same water system as like everybody else who's like close to Memphis. Because Cordova was a part of that, so they were like, boil water or whatever if you live in Cordova. But I think like Collierville,
Germantown, all those areas,
and Bartlett, they were good. They were like, yeah, you're on a different water system, you're fine. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, because I'm like right there on the edge. I don't know if Lakeland was fine or not, but like if you leave my house and start going toward 64, there's like that junction like where LA Fitness or Esporta is.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And like there's a sign that says Lakeland city limits right there. And then but if you like keep going that way, you're in Bartlett. But if you take a left down where Costco is, you're in Cordova.
Yeah.
So, like that junction area.
I know.
It's
like
crazy.
that always kind of like messes me up every time I go down there. I'm in that area a lot of times too. So it's just like, okay, am I in Bartlett? Am I in Lakeland? Am I back in Memphis? Like, how does this work?
Yeah. Like when I first moved here, when me and my wife were looking for somewhere to live, we tried to, because she was working in Collierville at Lifetime Fitness. And then, I work in downtown Memphis. So I was like, all right, let's pick a spot where we both is reasonable time to get to work. And so it took her I think 15 minutes to get to work, and it takes me 30. So Cordova was the spot.
Yeah.
But, I was like, just trying to find the like an area that I thought had nice housing and stuff that's close by.
Right.
Because I'm the type of person, I like my space, but I don't want to be too far away from.
No. I'm the exact same way.
Yeah, but I've got a Kroger like right next to my house, and that's like worth my like mortgage in general, just right there. But when I bought my house, it was $200,000, and it's gone up to what was it? I think I saw it for like $270.
Oh wow!
On Zillow. So that Zestimate has got me thinking. But I mean, if you sell your house, now you got nowhere to live.
Yeah.
So that's the downside of this market right now is COVID is making everybody stay at home. You know, everybody's like wants to keep their house, but a lot of people are selling them. A lot of people are trying to get that money from it's like real estate companies, like rental companies are like buying houses. Do you live in a house or you
house?
Live in a house? Dude, it really makes me want to sell it, but I'm just like, no, I just keep it. Yeah, I don't know. It's the idea of in the future is like, you know, having my own house that's like plenty of land or whatever, but I don't know. It's this area is pretty cool because of, you know, the closeness of stuff so Ryan, he lives like, how far does he live from here? I think he lives like 40 minutes from here, close to an hour. And he's like, dude, there's nothing out here. He lives close to Somerville. So,
oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. I just drove out there. Have you ever been out there?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Backermans or something like that?
I heard of it. Yeah.
Dude, you gotta go. You've never been?
Never been.
You gotta go. So it's like an Amish store, and like all their stuff is like just made by the Amish people who live in that area. So like it's all like great ingredients and stuff like that. They make some of the best stuff. It's really good. They've got this. It's a candied jalapeno barbecue sauce. Phenomenal. I had to buy like 2 jars, and I bought some other stuff, but yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I'm a foodie. Like anything.
Oh, no, I am too. Trust me.
Speaking of that, because of you, I went to Dixie Queen, but I figured this out. I went to Dixie Queen in Cordova, and when I went, it wasn't that good. And I was like,
yeah,
Dominic, what are you talking about? Like Dixie Queen is not good. And I always saw the lines were long, and I was like, okay, this place has got to be good. Dominic says it's great. Whatever, I'm going. So me and Rachel went. I think we got like burger and a fry and just shared it because we weren't really hungry, but we just wanted to try it. And I was like, this isn't that great. And then Michael Butler Jr.
Michael Butler Jr.
He does photography and stuff that a lot of people know him by. But
I think I heard the name before. I don't know if I actually met him, but it sounds familiar.
So he posted on Facebook that he had went to that Dixie Queen, and he was like, "Yo, Cordova, your Dixie Queen is trash." And I was like, "Oh," and he was making fun of the menu, saying the menu wasn't ghetto enough.
Yeah. I literally I told my one of my friends went to that particular Dixie Queen, and she was telling me about it, and she said it wasn't that good. I was like, yeah, you gotta go to like the hood Dixie Queens. Like you gotta go to like Fraser on Shelby Drive. You gotta go to those Dixie Queens.
That's what everybody says. I guess I have to try it again and go to one of those.
Yeah, try. I would say the nearest one here is in Raleigh.
Okay.
On Austin P. Where is it? It's like by the U-Haul storage unit over there. So that's a pretty good Dixie Queen.
Okay. Yeah. What makes that? What's the difference? The employees just are different kind of people and they make better food.
I guess I don't think I've ate at the Cordova Dixie Queen before, but I just heard like a lot of things about it. So I was like, I'll stick to the ones that I usually go to then.
For those of you who are listening to this and you don't live in this area, Dixie Queen is basically like Dairy Queen, but different. Better. But yeah, it's when I first saw it, I was like, Dixie Queen? They robbing Dairy Queen over here. But, I mean, they're pretty similar, I guess.
Yeah.
But is that just a local place?
Yeah, it's local. It's basically a Memphis staple here in this city.
Okay. Has it been around for like a really long time?
Yeah, I can't remember when it first opened. I know it's been around longer than I've been on this earth. I know that for sure.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Do you know the owner? Like, who started it?
I do not know my history about Dixie Queen. I just know they have great food and that's it.
That's pretty wild because, like, there's so many restaurants that are here that are nowhere else, but there's a lot of restaurants that aren't here that are everywhere else. Somebody brought that up to me one day. They were like, "Yeah, I noticed Memphis area doesn't have that many like chain restaurants that are like all over the country." I was like, "What are you talking about?" But I was just thinking like fast food. I wasn't really thinking about like all the other like sit down restaurants. I was like, that's actually pretty true. I never go to Texas Roadhouse, but I do really like Texas Roadhouse. I used to have like Logan's back where I'm from. And then the first time somebody took me to Texas Roadhouse, I was like, oh, Logan's is trash. Because Texas Roadhouse is way better.
Oh, yeah, way. There was this time I went there for like 3 days straight. I literally could not get it. Oh, it was basically the same thing. So I literally, you guys are gonna hate me for this because I really like eat a lot. So I literally bought myself like 2 steaks with like a bunch of sides and a bunch of rolls too.
And don't they have that like cinnamon butter?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that stuff is delicious.
I know. And I think it was like the 3rd day I came back. The waiter recognized me, called me out by my name. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to stop coming here for a while.
Is the one that's on 64 or not 64?
About Wolf Chase. I know.
Is that the one you always went to?
Yeah, I think that's the only one that we have.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't even know if there is another one.
Yeah, that's the only one that we have. And I guess the next one would be down at South Haven.
Oh, okay. By the way, I think Jack's originated in Alabama. Do you know what Jack's is? I think the closest one is in like Mississippi or something like that. And that actually surprised me because I thought there would be more of them, but I don't know. That's kind of different.
Yeah, and then I was surprised to find out that there was a Whataburger in Mississippi too. Because I went to go visit a friend down at JSU, and I just happened to pass by a Whataburger. I was like, didn't know Mississippi had this. It was like, if they have one, I'm pretty sure that we can get one too.
Now they're supposed to be bringing one, but I think something happened.
Yeah, I think they were supposed to, it was either them or In and Out. I think it was supposed to be an In and Out that we were supposed to be getting.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, like you said, something happened and the deal just fell through.
Yeah, I saw that it was, I don't know if it was because of the location, but I follow like Daily Memphian on Instagram, and they posted about it saying that there was going to be a Whataburger, and everybody was like super excited. And then they said something about, I think it was the location or something, that they ended up pulling the contract or something. I was like, dang.
Wow, we could have had that.
Probably made a bunch of people upset or whatever.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, guess we won't get that, but we still got Dixie Queen and the others. So
I do think that there's plenty of room for growth in Memphis.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's, I mean, other than food, right? Because I mean, there's that downtown area. I was just at Sun Studio today, and it looks like they're doing a bunch of construction, and I don't know what they're changing, but there's plenty of room for Memphis to grow.
Oh yeah.
You know, me not being from here, I see areas where you know, they could add stuff and take some stuff down because it looks like they're not doing anything with it. But what have you seen, like, I guess, being from the area or whatever, to see that things that could grow, like places that you would like to see, I guess?
I will always say that Memphis would definitely benefit from having a amusement park because we used to have one like when I was a kid, probably like when I was born, and then
Where was it?
Right at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
By the stadium. And it was called Liberty Land. And
That sounds pretty cool.
yeah, it was. I only been there twice as a kid, so I have a vague memory of it. I just remember it was a lot of fun. But they closed it down like early or mid 2000s, and everybody was upset about it. But now they're building like their the Liberty Park by the stadium now. But an amusement park would definitely be cool for Memphis. And then some things I definitely see growing here in Memphis is black art, whether it's like artists, musicians, who like anything creative. I'm starting to see a lot of black creatives, coming out of Memphis, and that's something that I always like seeing. So I see that we're definitely growing in the creative spectrum with Memphis. That's all I can think of right now, just those two things right there. But I'm really enjoying the black creatives coming out of Memphis.
I was talking to, I don't know if you know Zoe Duran. That's what I was talking to. She works at Sun Studio. But she said that somebody is starting like the second largest, I don't know if it's like content creation or like black artist type thing. Shoot, I forgot where she said it's going to be. It's somewhere in the Memphis area, but it's like the second largest in the country.
Okay.
Under like Tyler Perry has the biggest one, but
was it like a film studio?
yes. Do you know where it's going to be?
I cannot remember where it's going to be, but I do remember reading about it.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be pretty amazing to see.
Yeah. I don't know, like, what their plans are. Maybe it's just going to be like a facility where they shoot movies and like have like a bunch of sets and stuff like that. Hopefully it's like usable by anybody. You could just be like, hey, I want to book, a certain amount of rooms or whatever or something like that. That'd be dope.
Yeah, then I could definitely see like more films, trying to come down to Memphis and actually film scenes here, which I think is pretty cool too. Because I know we had that one show on NBC that was like for the entirety, it was filmed here in Memphis.
It was like that Law show or something.
Bluff City Law.
Bluff City Law.
Which I actually enjoyed.
It was a good show?
I enjoyed it.
I never saw it.
But I could definitely see like more TV shows and films come down here once that actually is completed.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty cool to have.
Yeah, Memphis is usually known for its music, but not so much for like TV and film. So maybe something will come out of that. Hopefully, like what's his name? The guy that did the Coming to America. He was from this area.
Yeah. What exactly they did on Come to America?
I think he was the producer.
Okay.
He was either the producer or the director of the movie.
Yeah, I know. I remember reading about like somebody from Memphis was attached to the film in a big way. I just can't remember what exactly that person did.
Yeah. So that's huge, right? I mean, you're the producer or executive director or whatever of a large movie that's got great cast. So hopefully that will entice people to be like, oh, maybe there are some people who do film in Memphis. That maybe they know a little bit of something.
Right.
I was talking to, he goes by the Film Jerk, but his name is Andrew. I can't remember his last name, but Drew, shout out to you. But he was talking about he's won some film awards in the area. He did that. I think he was a part of the one for I Make Mad Beats.
Yes.
They did that film, that short film, something about the devil, something. I forgot what the name of it. But I think like the kid was like the main subject of their film, but it won some awards in the area and it's now up for some award in like San Diego or some indie film type stuff. So Memphis people know what they're doing with film. Yeah. Do you ever plan on like acting or doing anything like that for any type of films or anything like that? Or
Not really. I do want to like get into it, probably like study a little bit.
yeah.
Because I thought about being an actor as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
but I just kind of like never really pursued it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been thinking about like maybe like taking like acting classes every now and then just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, just being on camera in general
Right.
is a skill in itself. Like, I mean, we've got it on camera now, and like I've had people who, when I tell them I'm filming the podcast, they're like, "What?" So, I mean, some people just don't really like being on camera. My wife actually doesn't like being on camera. She hates like being in front of any type of filming and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you just doing like your Twitch stuff, that's step one. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like just constantly doing that, and then you just get comfortable with it, and then you want to take it to a new level by doing something else. So maybe you might.
Who knows?
What would you want to do? Like, what would be like? Oh man, would you like an extra in a Marvel or something like that type of movie?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, or
be
just
dope.
an extra in a movie or TV show in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if you saw. Actually, I got to start from the beginning with the story. So I have a friend in New York who is he's currently working with Marvel Comics for Black History Month project.
Nice.
To where he's just showcasing various Black characters within the universe, and he's drawn up Storm, Ironheart, Luke Cage, Miles Morales, Spectrum, and Captain America so far. And when he was working on the covers, he asked me one day, he was like, "Hey, can I use your likeness for Captain America?" I was like, "Of course,
wow.
yeah." I wouldn't say no to that.
No.
And he and he told me like a day later, it was like, "Oh, forgot to tell you that that you're gonna be on the variant Marvel cover." I was like, "What?"
Oh snap!
So I was like, "Okay, there's that." And so he sent me the like the final version of it, and I was like literally blown away by it.
That's awesome.
And he posted it last week, February 1st. Great way to start Black History Month,
Yeah,
by the way. And so I remember he posted it, and then I posted it after he did. I remember a lot of people saying like, "Oh, next step, you're gonna be in the Marvel movie next." I was like, who knows?
Which one would you like to be in? I mean, other than like Black Panther or something like that. But
shoot, if I could choose, definitely Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I love the Fantastic Four. That's who got me into reading comics. So I would definitely say them. I would definitely say the Fantastic Four.
yeah, I remember growing up as a kid and watching them. That was my jam, like
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. But I don't know. I've usually always been like a DC fan. I do like the conversation between the two, but Marvel's been killing it with the movies.
Yeah.
Like DC they've had the trashiest movie.
Well, have you seen they had a little teaser that just came out today, just showcasing their movies that they're coming out with this year, like the Batman, Aquaman 2, Black Adam, and The Flash.
Okay.
And that looked really, really cool.
Black Adam still hasn't came out yet?
No, but it will come out later this year.
Oh my God. Because I remember when they were talking about that
Yeah,
before Shazam.
Right.
They brought that up.
Yeah, The Rock has been attached to it for like years and years now, and now it's finally getting made now. So that's gonna be a pretty good movie. And just by looking at that teaser trailer, I was just like, okay, I'm more excited for this movie now. Because I wasn't also excited for it first. Like, I was still interested and I was still going to go see it. But after looking at that teaser, I was just like, okay, yeah, this has my attention now.
So Black Adam, was that Shazam's enemy?
Yeah.
He was like the main villain or whatever for him. I remember playing Injustice with him in it, and I was like, oh, okay. Because like I vaguely remember Shazam as like the cartoon or whatever. So seeing that in Injustice, I was like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember like these characters or whatever. But Black Adam's cool though, because he's just like Shazam, right? Like I think they got their powers kind of similar. Do you know the storyline?
Not the entire storyline. I know Black Adam isn't like a child or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I know Shazam is basically a god in a way.
Oh, okay.
Coming from ancient times and everything. So yeah, I don't know the entire story of either of those two characters because I'm more knowledgeable on Marvel than I am DC.
Oh, okay.
So you don't know too much about their backstories.
That'll make the movie good to watch. Which I still haven't seen Shazam. I need to watch it.
Shazam is pretty good. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. It's definitely like your typical comedic movie.
Yeah.
But because it's Shazam, it's a kid as a grown superhero.
Yeah.
I mean, so what do you expect? But it was definitely like a very good film to me.
Yeah, I always like his like taunting or whatever in Injustice.
Yeah,
he'll be like Shazam, and he's like, "You like how I did that?" He'll do some cool stuff.
And then I know the next Shazam movie, which I think comes out next year, is going to feature the whole Shazam family now. Okay. So that's going to be really good. That's what I'm looking forward to next year.
Okay. What are some other movies that are coming out that you're looking forward to?
Oh man, it's a lot.
Because I haven't been keeping up.
So I know a bunch of Marvel movies coming out this year. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I think that's coming out in May. And me and my podcast, we actually like scored tickets to a early screening of Batman. So we'll see it like I think 2 or 3 days before it actually comes out.
Dang, how'd you get that?
I really cannot remember. Like if I was saying no, because I think I was either sending an email about it or I think I saw a tweet about it saying like, "Hey, there's going to be a fan screening of the Batman in select cities." So I was like, "Okay, let me see what cities they chose this time," because Memphis never get chosen for stuff like that. And so I get to the M's, I see Paradiso Cinema. I was like, Memphis, Tennessee? And it said Memphis, Tennessee, Paradiso Cinema in IMAX. And as soon as I saw that, I literally called up everybody on my podcast. I was like, y'all, we have an opportunity to go see the Batman early. Do y'all want to go and do this? Everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, we're all going to see the Batman on March 1st. Let's see what other movies I'm looking forward to this year, other than all the Marvel and DC movies. Looking forward to the Buzz Lightyear movie. I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't heard about that.
Oh yeah. There's going to be a Buzz Lightyear movie.
What's the storyline?
I guess it's serving like his time in space and whatnot as the actual Buzz Lightyear.
So it's like how he became like Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Chris Evans is actually voicing him. So I'm looking forward to that. The new Jordan Peele movie that's coming out this year. What else? It's a lot of movies that I saw like trailers of that I'm looking forward to. I just can't think of the names of it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are just some of the films I'm looking forward to.
Okay. Yeah, that Buzz sounds pretty cool. I was never really huge into Toy Story, but I thought they were great movies though.
Yeah.
There was some movie that I was actually pretty surprised about. I can't remember what it was. Shoot. But like every once in a while, I'll see a movie that I wasn't really like waiting to watch it, and then I'll watch it. I'm like, oh, that was a good movie, and it's good to have those because like not every time like your hyped up movies pan out. So you need something to like appetize you while you actually get your good movies. have you been going to theaters to watch stuff comparatively to like just waiting till it comes out on like a Netflix or HBO Max? Or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. I have been going to theaters. With some of like the like non-superhero movies, the ones that I've been going to, it hasn't been that crowded. So thankfully I was able to stay like 6 feet away from everybody and wear my mask and stuff. But like if it's a superhero movie, of course it's gonna be crowded.
Yeah, yeah.
But still wear my mask
Kids
and stuff.
everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't had a bad experience with it. So I just keep my mask on and keep it going.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that, has been huge debate this whole pandemic time is
Yeah.
like, when to wear a mask and when not. It was really frustrating at the gym.
Yeah.
So it was LA Fitness down there on 64. And, when the whole stuff started going down, they were like, all right, wear a mask. So we're wearing our mask for a while. And then, all of a sudden, like, you have your few rebels in there not wearing masks. So we take our mask off, and then there was like a mask Nazi in there, like, hey, put your mask back on. So we were like, all right. So we started putting our mask like on while working out. And then finally, like, there was a time where it just seemed like they didn't care anymore. But then they started, that's when it switched over to eSporta.
Yeah.
And so when eSporta came in, it's like they really didn't care about masks.
Right.
Like nobody was wearing masks. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's no mask it.
Yeah, because that's the gym I work out at too. And then I just haven't stopped wearing my mask since the pandemic started. So I literally just work out with my mask on. I might just keep doing it even when the pandemic is over, just because I'm just so used to it at this point.
What's it called? I feel like Walmart was like a standard for a while because like I think they were one of the first ones to like mandate it like as a big store, like getting groceries or something like that. And then I think people just kind of stopped doing it. Like I think they still have signs that say like you're supposed to wear
they do.
it, but nobody ever does it, and they don't enforce it. So it's like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's been kind of weird, I guess, for like even think about like all the small mom and pop stores who are trying to stay open, right? Because they need their customers, and if customers don't feel like abiding by like whatever rules or whatever, then they kind of have to be lenient to
Right.
the customers, right? But hopefully, all this stuff has been over with. I know New York City just said that they were getting rid of like their mask mandates. I'm not sure who else is getting rid of it, but that's like New York City, and like Los Angeles are like the two cities that everybody's always watching because they're like the most populous. So if they're having a hard time, then it's like they're kind of, I'm not going to say they're dictating what everybody else should do, but I know that the whole world was looking at New York City for a while because they were having like ridiculous numbers of COVID cases. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what moves forward with them. Did you get to travel?
Yeah, I traveled a little bit last year. I went to New Jersey and down to Orlando last year. So that was the only 2 trips that I did. Nothing I haven't really noticed about like mask mandates when I went down there, especially with Florida. Florida just doesn't care at that point.
No, they never did.
Yeah, well, I will say this: when I went down there, because I mainly went down there for MegaCon, they did enforce a mask whenever we were in the convention center, so we had to wear our mask at all times.
Oh, okay.
So I will say I did break the rules a little bit whenever I was taking pictures and stuff. But other than that, I had to wear our mask like at all times when we were down there. In New Jersey and New York, there wasn't really of a mandate when I went up there, if I remember correctly. I just know that me and my friends, we just wore a mask everywhere that we went, basically.
Yeah, you had to just wear a costume that required a mask. Yeah. And you were good, right?
Right. Yeah, and so doing a little bit more traveling this year. Going back to Orlando again this year. Then me and my friends are going to go to Jamaica later this year for a bachelor trip. Nice. It's going to be really fun. And then going back up to Jersey, probably down to Georgia later this year too. So a little bit more travel plans this year.
And all these are like cosplay events or something like that?
Most of them are. Okay. Some of them are just visiting friends.
Okay. When you decide to go to these and you're like wearing a costume, how do you pick? Like, how do you decide what you're going to wear? Do you just usually roll with the same thing, or you like to do something different?
Yeah, I usually do different with each con I go to. Which can end up being expensive too. But usually, because I haven't been to cons lately, I've been doing different cosplays each time. But now that I'm starting going more and more this year, I'll probably start buying less costumes and start wearing more of my old ones. But I know for this year, for MegaCon coming up, I'm doing a whole new lineup this year for my cosplay. So it's usually, most of the time it's usually new costumes. Then sometimes it will be old costumes that I want to wear again.
So something that I always thought about as a black guy is my options as a wearing or being a character, especially for like Halloween and stuff. But I mean, as a kid, that's not my thought. Like I'm black, I gotta wear blah blah blah. But like being a big guy, always thought Jax was easy. You know what I mean? Like, and plus my name's Jackson. So Jax is a given. But do you ever think about that, or you just do whatever?
I just do whatever, basically. Okay. And what I always kind of like about it is that I usually, I won't say usually, sometimes I'll do a gender bend of certain characters. So I did try to give like a little more masculine spin to it. So I think the first one I did was, if you want to count it as a gender bend cosplay, Captain Marvel. Okay. From I did her suit from Avengers Endgame. So I always say technically it's a gender bend costume because normally before Captain Marvel in the comics it was Captain Marvel. He was the original Captain Marvel. Oh snap. So yeah, you can say like I was cosplaying as the original Captain Marvel, or just that I was cosplaying as Carol Danvers from Avengers Endgame. Okay. So I had her suit, and then I did for a TikTok too. I'm actually planning on wearing it down at MegaCon. I did a gender bend of Black Widow. Okay. So I got the suit from an online store. Made some modifications to it. Cut off the sleeves, made it a short sleeve suit instead. Then just did some spray paint my hair red. Turned out pretty cool. So that was always pretty fun to do. I tend to have a lot of fun doing like the gender band cosplays because I get to put my own little spin to it.
How does other people like receive that? They're like, oh, that's
so
awesome.
Far it's been pretty positive. I haven't received like any like negative feedback about it. So yeah, they seem to enjoy it as much as I do.
Yeah, I mean, some people if you mess with their history or whatever, they get a little upset. I know a lot of people get upset like in movies, like if they like change a character a certain way and they're like, that's not how it always was. Right. I know a big one is a Green Lantern. Yeah. Because there's been so many Green Lanterns and we all know their names because they have different names like Hal Jordan, and I can't think of any other ones, but I know him. And they all look different. Then you had, what was the black Green Lantern?
John Stewart.
John Stewart. And so some people are like, when we have Green Lantern, we want the white one, or when we have Green Lantern, we want the black one. Like, some people just, they like their certain ones a certain way. But that's one I think have they had a Green Lantern other than Ryan Gosling?
No, because normally, with Ryan, Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, my bad. I said Ryan Gosling.
Look, there's a bunch of Ryans running everywhere in Hollywood anyway. Normally for the Justice League movie that came out a few years ago with Zack Snyder, when he was first on the project, he was going to include Green Lantern in that film, but unfortunately it got cut out because Zack Snyder posted storyboards and concept art of Green Lantern being the part of the team and everything. So we were going to get him in Justice League, but they're now I haven't heard much news about it lately. But last I heard there was going to be a TV show of a live action Green Lantern coming on HBO Max, and this Green Lantern I believe will be. I think they're going to showcase, I think, like 2 or 3 different Green Lanterns, but I know one of them was going to be Guy Gardner. So, yeah, okay. I haven't heard much news about it lately. I think they're still in the development stages for it. So we'll just have to wait and see if they release any more new information about it.
I mean, I guess you have to strategically pick, who you cast as them, because that's going to dictate which Green Lantern you use and, like, their look and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty interesting. Like he's one of the characters that has had variations over time. Same with SpiderMan.
Right.
Like different people and different variations of like how Peter Parker looks and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. There's another superhero that I was about to ask you about. Oh, is it Fate? Is that his name? Or is it
Dr. Fate?
Dr. Fate? Have they any words on movies or anything like that?
He's going to be in the Black Adam movie.
Okay, he's in the Black Adam?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So they had his suit in the teaser trailer, and he looks amazing. And I mean, like, gold helmet, blue and gold suit. I was just like, oh my God, he looks great. And it's even going to be even better because Pierce Brosnan is going to play him.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, God. I feel like if you see his face, you will recognize who that is.
Okay.
I think he was a former Bond actor, if I'm not wrong. So you probably have to like research him. But you probably seen him before. You just couldn't recognize the name. And then they have who else? Oh God. They have Hawkman in the film too, and he's gonna be played by Aldous Hodge.
Okay.
And then, oh God, what's his name? I think it's like Adam Smasher, something like that. It's played by Noah Centineo. I think that's how you say his last name.
You're good with these names. Well, I mean, at least you're spitting out something. Yeah. I'd be drawing blanks.
Yeah. But he's going to be in the film too, and it's a couple other characters that I cannot think of off the top of my head who's also going to be in the Black Adam film too. But yeah, Dr. Fate, I think he's going to do a really, really great job with this film. So that's the character I'm most looking forward to in that particular film.
Yeah, like I think Dr. Fate is so cool.
Yeah.
And like just his powers with time and all kinds of stuff. Wasn't there like, I don't know if it was like a movie or it was in a TV show or something where he like knew what was going to happen and he was trying to tell the Justice League, and it was like
it's probably like a TV show. I want to say it was probably the Justice League cartoon show,
like Unlimited, Justice League Unlimited or something. And it was it's so weird because he's on their side, but he's like, hey, bad stuff about to happen. I can't help you. But because for those of you who don't know Dr. Fate, I don't think he can he travel through time, or does he just...
I'm pretty sure he can. So because he's a powerful sorcerer, so I'm pretty sure he can.
So the dude can travel through time. So like, Justice League is having issues with whatever. He can just literally go forward in time and find out what happens. And he like did that one time. And it might have been when what's his name? Doomsday. It might have been a Doomsday situation where he was just wreaking havoc on everybody. But it's so weird. Like if you had a friend who could go forward in time and tell you like how your life pans out, you kind of want to be like, hey man, help me out. But that's what he does with the superheroes. He has the ability to go through time and tell them.
Now I will say with do you watch Young Justice or heard of Young Justice?
I haven't watched. I know what it is, but I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, so they had a new season come out like late last year, and there's this storyline where they have like different storylines every few episodes. So they have the storyline where it's focused on like magic. And Dr. Fate, he's like featured in it prominently alongside his daughter Zatanna. So
what does she do?
Basically, what he can do, just not quite on the level of Dr. Fate, but she's close. She's close. So I think it was like a little 4-episode, like 3 or 4 episode arc. With magic and that storyline going on over there. It was really, really good. So I suggest watching it whenever you get the chance.
Okay. Yeah, that's, as I said, I've always been more into DC than I have been Marvel, but I try to keep up with both. I think the Marvel movies have been great.
Yeah.
I think DC killed it on the cartoons, though.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I think that's
especially with
difference.
their animated movies too.
Yeah. What's it call it? The SpiderMan cartoon, though, that was probably one of my favorite cartoons back when, Oh, another thing. Was there different Venoms? Like different people, or was it always Brock?
Oh, there's been different people.
Okay, see, that's another one that I thought was pretty interesting, was having different Venoms. But, I love that cartoon with, it would have... interrupting my podcast just to tell me that he's not here. But the Brock and was there a person that was Carnage? What's the Carnage story?
I just saw Venom 2. What is his name? I'm really drawing a blank right now. I hate that I'm drawing a blank right now because I should be knowing this stuff too.
So I actually am not even sure of how Carnage came about. What is Carnage's storyline? Do you know?
So I don't know much about him in the comics, but when watching the movie, watching Venom 2, the way Carnage came about was Eddie Brock went to go visit Carnage. Like I said, his civilian name.
The person?
Like the person,
okay.
yeah. Went to go visit the person, like in like this mental psychiatric facility. And like the person, he was like super, super crazy. And he actually like ended up like biting Brock and like got like some of his blood.
Oh, snap.
Which means like he had like the Venom symbiote in the person's blood. Oh. So that's how he became Carnage.
And that's in the Venom movie?
Yeah, in Venom 2. Yeah. So whenever you get the chance, watch it. But I cannot remember like what his origin story was in the comics off the top of my head.
I wonder if it was similar or pretty close.
I want to say, yeah, I think it probably was maybe pretty similar.
Yeah, because I remember watching the first like Spider-Man movies where they had what's his name, the Green Goblin. Like I think those were still pretty close to what like the original like I guess comic stories and whatnot. So I think they're doing a pretty good job with like aligning comics with movies to an extent. Like they're probably not even gonna want to try to keep them exactly the same.
Yeah, they always want to change up a little bit of stuff about it. And what I've been seeing lately is that like the comics will like take stuff from the movies and make it canon within the comics. So that's always pretty cool to see with that.
Is there any like characters that you've seen that seem like they deserve a movie that they haven't gotten one yet?
It's basically a lot of characters, I think. If not a movie, maybe like a limited series, a limited TV show series. I always say that I would love to see Storm get a film.
Oh,
Because she has a really, really interesting backstory. Like even before she becomes an X-Man, her backstory is really, really interesting.
I don't even think I know her backstory. That would be a good one.
Yeah, it's really, 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 really cool. Let me see who else I could think of. Um, we got WandaVision, so I can't say Scarlet Witch or Vision. I know. I used to think a lot. I would like to see Gambit get his own film. He's
Dude,
one of my favorite
yes.
superheroes ever.
I was a huge fan of Gambit. Like, I don't know. I guess it was just the card stuff.
Yeah.
Like, when I was a kid, I was always loved Gambit. I thought he was the dopest character.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gambit would be cool to have his own film. Who else? I would love to see. God, it is literally like a bunch of characters popping up in my head. Yeah, I just can't not say it.
And I wonder why, like, I mean, you know, they've made multiple movies of, like, certain characters. Like, freaking Wolverine has had, like, 5 different. It's like, come on, y'all. Y'all could have picked anybody else. Like, they could have done a movie specifically on Professor X or Storm. Didn't Mystique get her own movie? Oh, she hasn't? I guess they just kind of...
They just made it like a big role for her.
Yeah. They gave her a big role in the X-Men movies. Let's see. They could do one of... I guess his name is the Beast, the blue guy.
Yes.
Yeah, they could do one of him. Because I think his backstory is pretty interesting. Well, I mean, all the X-Men characters have
pretty much
have been great to do a story on. And then as far as Marvel, I can't think of anybody that I haven't seen that I'm like, oh man, I really like to see. But yeah, I mean, there's, as you said, there's plenty of characters out there that they could do. Some of them might be hard. I think the hardest character to do is Superman. The reason why, and probably Dr. Fate, because it's kind of weird, but it's just the CGI factor, right? Like he can shoot laser beams, run super fast, fly, all that kind of stuff. So that it makes it difficult. Like I guess the more basic the character, the easier. Like Batman, like he's just a human that can just do great martial arts and stuff. So it's easier to make a movie about him than it would be like these superheroes.
Yeah, and I think you just have to have the right team behind it. Like you gotta have a good director, you gotta have good writers behind it. Because, you know, like when all the superhero movies started first coming up, you have somebody like the Guardians of the Galaxy, which nobody's never heard of. Even with me, like, I was like, okay, who are they? I never heard of them. And then once we watched their movie, everybody just fell in love with them. So I guess it just depends on if you have the right team behind it in order to make that movie great. So they could, like I said, they took Guardians of the Galaxy, who are basically like superheroes that nobody like really knows unless you're like die hard, like reading like every single Marvel comic book out there. Who they're like the only ones who know about it versus the general audience who like never even heard of this group, and then boom, they turn out to be a household name.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just gotta have the right team behind it in order to make a good movie, like no matter what or who the character is.
Yeah. And so and I can't blame them, but I think we talked about this on the last podcast, but the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
They destroyed the Hulk multiple times. They messed up the Hulk. But again, that's a hard character to do, right? Because he's so big, can run fast, jump super high, super strong. That's a hard character to create.
Yeah, I don't think he's even like with that. His story is just super, super complicated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, because it's basically Bruce Banner trying to battle the Hulk and get control of him or whatnot. It's just so many things going on within that. So I mean, because I enjoyed the Hulk movies, but they can really go a little bit more deeper with it.
Yeah.
So I think it might be really, really hard to pull off. But like with just the way that he looks, being big and muscular, and then with his powers and everything, it probably won't be so hard because I do like the look of the Hulk in the MCU. So I think they did a good job with that. It's just his story is so complicated. It's kind of hard to possibly put it in the movie. So we'll see if he gets his own movie in the future. But yeah.
Did you see League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No, I heard of it though.
You should definitely watch that. That was a great movie. Which I don't even know where that came from. I don't know if it was just like a random movie that somebody created, but there's a character in there who is kind of like Bruce Banner in the Hulk. It's a scientist who created, he called it an elixir that he drinks, and he turns into a character that looks pretty much like the Hulk. He just gets really huge, and he just like outgrows his clothes, and he's just like uncontrollable. And he knows, like, I'm pretty sure he still knows like who he is, but and I think he could control him pretty well too. But he would just go back to his regular person, and he just kind of like just get smaller pretty much. And that was pretty cool. There's a guy who's called, I think it's Captain Nemo, and they end like during the movie they need his ship, and he's got a ship called like the Nautilus, and it's like this ridiculously huge ship that is also a submarine that can go underwater and stuff like that. And then there's God, what is his name? There's a guy who's like a vampire, and then a girl who's like his kind of lover. It's a weird situation. And but the main character was Sean Connery, and he was the one that like rounded up all these people, and they were trying to stop the main villain from I forgot what he was doing, but they were trying to stop him. And he ends up cloning all of their powers because of the guy who I said is like a vampire. He like betrays all the people. Like he acted like he was going to be their friends, and but he ends up like taking a piece from like somebody's hair and like pricks somebody and gets their blood or whatever. So he helps the villain guy like clone all the people, but. Great movie.
What's it called again?
I guess I just spoiled it for you. My bad. But it's called The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, there's no like. I guess I probably should have looked up if it's actually supposed to be based on some real story, like not real, but like an actual backstory or something else. But if it isn't. Phenomenal imagination by whoever put that together. But yeah, I think it came out in like 2003 or something like that. Yeah, it's older, but it's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, I know I heard of it before. I just haven't like sat down and watched it.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Those types of movies that it seems like they got the storyline from something else is pretty cool, because like they could. If they remade that today, let's see, it's been, 18 years? Maybe that's time for a remake. Usually remakes are like 30 years in the making or something like that. So I'd be down for a remake. It'd be kind of hard because Sean Connery, like, that dude's a legend. And he was, he's still older in that movie. When did he pass away? Maybe it's like 10 years ago, maybe a little less than that.
I cannot remember.
Yeah, but... and then the rest of the cast was phenomenal, but I can't think of any of their names. I don't think it was like anybody who does like huge movies today. But it was great acting, great storyline, great everything. But yeah, are there any I guess, remakes that you would like to see or have seen and were actually good? Because remakes usually aren't good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to the new Fresh Prince reboot.
There's a Fresh Prince
reboot. You haven't heard? Yeah. Oh my God. So this reboot is going to be...
Who is doing it, first of all?
Will Smith.
Oh, he's doing it. Oh, okay.
But he's behind it, but he's not going to be like in it or anything because
who's in it?
It's actually a new actor who's going to be playing the Fresh Prince in the show, and this new Fresh Prince show is going to be a complete like reimagining of it. Like
so it's not the same storyline.
It's the same storyline, but it's more drama than it is comedy.
Oh.
I was just looking at the trailer of it. I think actually the first episode is going to premiere right after the Super Bowl.
Oh.
So yeah, coming from a comedy to a drama, like I was like really skeptical about it, but after watching like a few of the trailers that came out with, I was like, okay, this might actually be good.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, it looks really good. And of course, with Will Smith being behind it, I guess it is going to be a good show.
Yeah.
And then what else? Not so much of a remake, but a continuation of it. Well, actually, two shows, and I guess you say they're both kind of like kid shows or whatnot. One would be Raven's Home, which is a continuation of That's So Raven from when I was a kid. So that's been out for a few years. I haven't seen like all the episodes, but I've been watching it every now and then. I really enjoyed that. And then they did a Saved by the Bell continuation.
Oh wow!
Now they got like everybody back for this new season that they came out with late last year. But that was like turned out to be better than I thought because I was like, okay, you got these new kids. I really wasn't expecting for like the old cast members to come back, but they've been appearing in the show like every episode now and then. But after watching that Saved by the Bell reboot, I was like, okay, this is actually good because it's set in today's timeline, so they talk about all the topics and all of today's topics, all of today's politics, whatever. So that was good. And another one I've really, really enjoyed, another continuation is the iCarly reboot from Nickelodeon, because that was one of my favorite shows as a kid. And then now they have it on Paramount Plus. So now it's the same thing with all the same characters. It's just more grown up with it and everything. Yeah. It's just like, basically, I kind of call it like it's iCarly with cussing in it a little bit. And it's actually like really, really good. Okay. So those are some of the things that some of the remakes, reboots, revivals that I've been enjoying lately.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen any of those. That's pretty wild.
But yeah, the Fresh Prince one, I would definitely say keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
I think the first episode comes out right after the Super Bowl is done.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I have to check that out. I don't think I've seen any coming up that I'm interested in. Oh, but did you watch The Matrix?
I have not seen the new Matrix movie.
Don't. Do not. It is I
thought it was
bad.
Good.
No, it's so bad. So the storyline is confusing at first, in my opinion. Because I don't think I watched the trailer, but I don't think I really could have told, all right, this is how it's going down. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really get into the trailer. And so when I watched it with Rachel, and when we were watching the beginning, we were both confused, and which she didn't really watch like the previous Matrix movies in depth. So it was just going to be like her first, real experience with the Matrix. And I'm watching it and I'm like, Rachel, I'm confused. And I watched the other Matrix movies. And like, have you seen the trailer for it? Like,
Yeah, I've seen the trailers for it. Yeah.
I talked to some other people, and they said they hated it. They thought it was dumb as well. So, but yeah, I would suggest you don't even watch it. If you want to, go ahead and be confused like the rest of us. But it seems like they're going to make another one based off of that one, but they shouldn't have made that one because it was, without giving away too much, like they had it set up to where Neo was pretty much like he was pretty much the same person, but the other characters aren't. Not completely. One, like freaking Morpheus, is a completely different person. Like, it's not the same guy.
Yeah.
And Jada Pinkett Smith she's in it, but she's like really old, and I don't know. It's just weird. It's just so weird. What they should have did, in my opinion, was had it to where like all the characters are the same. Which who played Morpheus? Do you remember?
Was
like
it
in the original ones?
Was it Lawrence Fishburne? Or am I thinking of another character?
I don't think it was him.
I cannot remember because it's been a long time since I've seen the Matrix movies too.
I can't remember, but I think what they should have did was had like all the original cast, but had it to where like Neo just, I guess, like forgot what was happening, and then they just like reminded him or something, because it's almost the opposite. It's like Neo kind of knew, but the other characters, he's like trying to talk to Trinity about like what's going on. She's like, you seem familiar and that kind of stuff. It's just a weird storyline. I'm saying. I wasn't happy because I love the Matrix. I absolutely love the Matrix, but I don't know. That one was kind of weird. Speaking of that, are there any video games that you would like to see as a movie?
Always Grand Theft Auto, specifically San Andreas.
That would be a good movie. And I'm actually very surprised they haven't done that yet.
I'm surprised about that too.
Maybe it's the rights or something like that, because that would be an easy movie to do. I mean, it's just all real people and just stuff happening.
Yeah, but that's always my main answer is Grand Theft Auto, and specifically, I would love to see them do San Andreas.
I think Vice City would be dope.
Vice City would be great too, especially when it's set in Miami too.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, so that's always my answer whenever somebody asks me that.
Something, which I think I seen Hitman. Did you watch Hitman, the movie?
I haven't watched him in a movie, but I played the game before.
I think that was okay. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but it's been a while since that came out, and I don't think they made a sequel. They might have, but I thought that would have been a good idea. But nobody really talks about it, so it might not have been that good of a movie. Yeah. Splinter Cell. I thought that would have been a good movie.
Oh, okay.
Because that's borderline just somebody, being secretive and, that kind of stuff. So I think that would have been easy to do. I've been typing in, like on YouTube, like games that I want to become movies, and they pop up like some random, it looks like somebody attempted to make a movie like God of War. Like I typed that in, and it was like some really huge dude that looked just like Kratos. And I saw the thumbnail, and I was like, no, this ain't a real movie. So I just skipped it. But
that would be another good one,
that would
too.
be a phenomenal movie. I don't know how easy it would be or how hard it would be to do because of...
There's so many games.
Yeah, that. And the characters, right? Like, which storyline do you pick? And if they did that, with I think there's like... I want to say there's 5 or 6 God of Wars, because they did 1 through 3, and then they did like two of them that were like a different storyline or something. I forgot the names of them, and then the most recent one. So yeah, they kind of had to pick a storyline and if they're going to do sequels. And then, there's another game that I would really like to see. Oh, did you see the Halo TV series that's coming out on Paramount?
No, I never heard about that.
Yeah, Halo's got it's a TV series and it's coming out through Paramount.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody said that's gonna put Paramount on the map, kind of like how what's it call it? Game of Thrones put HBO on the map.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully it's good. I know there's an old Halo movie, but I don't think it was that good.
I always say like probably like the best video game to movie, in my opinion, would probably be Sonic the Hedgehog.
Really?
I really, really enjoyed that movie.
I didn't watch it. I was the reason why I didn't watch it because I was afraid they were going to butcher it.
No, it was a good movie.
Okay.
And the second one is coming out next month or in April, I think.
Did they just use Sonic and Tails, or did they put like Knuckles?
So it was mainly Sonic in the first movie. In the end credits, they introduced Tails.
Okay.
And so this next one, it'll be more Tails, and they'll introduce Knuckles in this film.
Okay. Knuckles and Shadow were always my favorite characters.
Yeah, I always love Knuckles. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm so excited for it. And guess who's voicing him? I never would have thought.
Who?
Idris Elba.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
As soon as they announced it, I was like, this confirms that Knuckles has been black this entire time. Because I was like, Knuckles, he gives off like a black person vibe for sure.
He gives off the black person vibe, just like people say Piccolo from Dragon Ball.
Like I always say, him and Tails to me have always been black. Like Tails is just like this little black kid, and then Knuckles is just like this big grown like black teenager or something
That
like
is
that.
hilarious.
But Knuckles has always been my favorite though.
Oh man. So with that movie, what was the storyline in that? Was it just the story of Sonic, or?
Yeah, it was basically the story of Sonic, and then Eggman was in it too.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't really call him Eggman. It was really Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
Played by Jim Carrey, who did a fantastic job as him.
So Sonic's a cartoon, but how's everybody else? Are they
Everybody else is real.
real? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just mainly the Sonic characters are CGI, and everybody else is real.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, the second movie looks really good. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think I was in a theater and I saw like the picture that they usually hang of like letting you know what movies are coming
Right.
out, and I was like, they're making a Sonic movie. But again, I automatically saw it and got skeptical. I was like, there's no way.
Well, that's probably why you probably didn't go see it, because I know when the trailer first came out, Sonic's design was horrible.
Oh.
And there was so much backlash to it. The studio behind it and the director and producers behind it said like, "Hey, we heard y'all, so we're going to delay the movie so we can fix his appearance."
Wow.
And yeah, it worked out for the best.
That's
so
crazy.
I was like, wow, bullying does work sometimes.
Which that blows my mind when companies mess that up.
Yeah.
Because it's like you literally have all the resources in the world to make this right. Mm-hmm. How do you mess that up? But maybe they're which I'm sure movie like teams are big, but maybe they were too focused, because I'm sure they all have to sign like NDAs, so that nobody knows about it. But yeah, maybe they're just too small. Like the teams are too small, and there's not enough opinions,
Right.
and not enough people saying this is bad.
Yeah, I think they were just try to make him look more like realistic to a hedgehog. And everybody was just like, yeah, that's not gonna work. Just make him look like what he usually does and just go along with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and to me, you don't mess with the icons, right?
Right.
Like Sonic is iconic. If it was something that, most people aren't familiar with, then that'd be fine. Like taking something from like the Mario franchise. Like if you take a character, like if you mess up Mario and Luigi, everybody's gonna be upset.
Yeah.
But if you take a character that nobody really knows about, like I don't know, like Ghost or what's another character from there that most people don't. But Toad, like most people know Toad,
yeah.
but yeah, just take a character that most people know about and is iconic. If you don't get that perfect, number one, you're going to ruin the movie because people aren't going to want to come watch it,
Yeah.
and then number two, people are going to just give it backlash when you do put it out because it's like you messed up.
And speaking of Mario, they are actually getting their own film. I think it comes out next year. But it's not going to be live action though. It's not going to be live action.
Okay.
So got your interest back.
Yeah.
But
They had a live action one.
I actually enjoyed that though.
Really?
Yeah.
So how old are you?
25.
Okay, I'm 29, and I remember that one, but I was a kid when I watched it. Were you older when you watched it, or were you a kid?
I was a kid.
Okay, so yeah, I remember it, but I don't remember it. You know what I mean? So I don't even remember how good it was or not.
But yeah, the new Mario movie is just basically a star-studded cast.
Okay.
Who is it? Chris Pratt is playing Mario.
Oh wow.
Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach. What is his name? Charlie Day, I think that's his name. Do you watch his Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, Charlie.
I'm just now starting to watch that show. So yeah, I'm like really, really late.
Oh my god.
That show is ridiculous.
It's the greatest show ever. It's the greatest show. Okay. For people, if you have never watched TV in your life, The Office, It's Always Sunny, and gosh, there's another show that like pretty much everybody loves. I would say those two for sure are like shows that you can watch and then rewatch and then rewatch, like as far as like episodes wise, because those are shows that you kind of have to watch in order to like understand what's going on, but you don't. Like you could just watch any episode, and it's going to be funny. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been enjoying this so far. I'm still on the first season of it because I'm watching like so many other shows now. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, if you've never seen It's Always Sunny, you are in for a bumpy ride. The really cool thing about the show is they'll talk about topics that are like hot nowadays, like it could be like gender stuff or race and stuff like that. They'll bring it up, but they don't do like, I think gosh, I can't remember when I watched this, but it was Saturday Night Live. And I never watched that, but somebody came over and they wanted to watch it. And when I was watching it, it seemed very political. And they were like, yeah, it's usually never like this. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But it wasn't that funny to me. But It's Always Sunny, they will bring up like political topics, but like it fits the show because they do it from the perspective of like the everyday person, because they do it like, gosh, what's the one? Oh, so one day they were in the bar and they were trying to put signs up for the bathrooms for the men and the women. And then they were, you can tell where this is going. They were talking about, what if men want to be in this one? It was like, you can't put men in the women's bathroom. Like men don't belong there and stuff like that. So it was about gender, that kind of stuff. So it was really funny, but they did it from the perspective of a person, because that's how a lot of people would think if they aren't acclimated to like having friends who are transgender or just being sensitive to those kind of people. And so that's why I loved it, is because that's realistic. It's realistic to have friends who aren't sensitive to like, people who are transgender or something like that. And they just kept it going. They didn't make it seem like like, hey, we're making it a point to talk about this kind of stuff. They were just doing it, and then it was funny. So that's why I love that show.
Yeah, super amazing. I need to start back watching it pretty soon.
Yeah,
I just got so many shows on my plate that I'm watching right now. I'm trying to catch up on.
So what's your, I guess, top few shows that you're on right now?
Let me see. I'm currently watching My Hero Academia.
Are you on the first season?
First season.
So I think I watched just season 1, maybe season 2. And I think it's kept going, but I haven't even kept up with it. But season 1 is amazing.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize how great that show was. And I say, I'm not that big of an anime fan, so this is like really my first anime that I've watched.
I've got a couple more for you.
I already know. Everybody's been suggesting My Hero Academia to me a lot because of my love for superheroes. They're like, My Hero Academia would definitely fit your type. So currently watching that right now, and I know I have a list of other animes I need to watch. I am watching Veep. With Julia Louis-Dreyfus that came on HBO.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Crazy funny show.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I'm surprised how funny it is. Schitt's Creek.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
My wife was watching it, and then it was one of those things where I'm just doing work upstairs, and then I come downstairs. I'm like, "What are you watching?" She's like, "Schitt's Creek," and then I just sat down, started watching it with her. I was like, "All right, this is a good show."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker is a new DC show on HBO Max with John Cena.
I haven't seen that.
It's good. I would say watch the second Suicide Squad movie if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen it.
Because Peacemaker's in that film.
Yeah.
And so they decided to give him his own spinoff.
That was the movie I was trying to think of earlier that I just randomly watched it, and I wasn't expecting it to like be good, but it was really good because I still haven't seen the first Suicide Squad, but I watched the second one and it was good.
Yeah, so I only watched it once and I wasn't really paying attention to it because I was like packing my bags for a trip that night too. So I was like kind of paying attention, but then at the same time I'm trying to pack up my things because I got a lot to pack. I'm gonna try to watch it like soon. And what's another show that I'm watching? A new show that's out right now. I don't know if you heard about it. Abbott Elementary on ABC. It's basically about these teachers at this school, Abbott Elementary. I think it's in Philadelphia, I want to say. It's basically The Office, but education.
Oh.
So,
okay.
It's...
And you said it's on what?
It's on ABC. It comes on Tuesday nights at 8.
Okay.
So I got my grandma hooked on it now because I'm literally calling her like every Tuesday. I'm like, okay, Abbott Elementary is on. You should watch it. I'm really trying to get my mom to watch it too because she's a teacher as well.
Oh, okay.
But she always goes to sleep so early. So, but yeah, Abbott Elementary is like the best new show that's out right now in my opinion.
Cool.
Yeah, that's just a few of the shows I'm watching right now.
You have to watch Attack on Titan.
Yes, I was thinking there's like one other show that like a lot of people have been suggesting to me. And
you've got to watch that.
Are you caught up on that right now? I know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they've came out with something.
They came out with something recently. It's the second part of season 4, and that was released like few weeks ago, I want to say.
Oh, snap. So, then I'm not caught up.
Because on my podcast, some of my friends talk about it at the end of each episode because they're really big into anime.
Okay.
So I think maybe I'll put that next on my list for my list of anime.
You have to watch the anime of Death Note.
Oh, okay.
Don't watch the Netflix one.
Don't watch the Netflix one.
It is horrible. But again, I say it's horrible because I saw the anime. If you've never seen the anime, you might be okay with the Netflix one.
Okay.
So in that case, sure, watch the Netflix ones. But make sure you watch the anime because that I'm not even joking. It's probably the best show I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
The anime version, because it's so creative. Whoever wrote the story is insanely creative. There's so many plot twists that you like didn't see coming. And then it's like, you know how I guess the phrase like too much of a good thing can be a bad thing of like plot twists and stuff like that. This is not like that. Like there's just constant stuff and it's amazing. So that, no joke, it's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen. And it's, for those of you who are listening who don't know what I'm talking about, it's called Death Note. And it's basically about a kid who gets, I guess he's like maybe a sophomore, junior, senior in high school. And he finds a notebook that's called the Death Note. And he gets the book from, I don't know if he's a demon or what, but he gets the book from this creature that lives in like another realm.
Yeah.
And all the creatures in the other realm have their own book. And so I don't think they're supposed to give it to anybody. I think they're supposed to keep it for themselves. But what they can do is like write names in there and then like the person dies or whatever. But the creature that had his notebook, he was bored in his realm. So he goes into the human realm and drops his notebook, and the teenage kid picks it up and he like figures out what it does. And so the whole show is insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to watch it now that you explained it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, Attack on Titan, Death Note.
Another one people have been suggesting me is Demon Slayer.
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
I saw some of Black Clover, and that was pretty good, but I haven't continued it. I think I saw like maybe a few episodes, but I haven't continued it. What's another good anime? And then I've heard some people's like I'll say anime, and they're like, that's not real anime. I guess like people who are huge into anime, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, there's so much good content that's out there as far as like movies and TV shows, but I'll have to let you know about any other ones to watch.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Again, what is some stuff you're working on that you're doing in the future? Conferences that you're going to?
Let's see. Currently doing Twitch. And of course my podcast with East Coast Avengers. We're in season 4 now. And we're about to come up on our 3-year anniversary in April, which is great. Let's see, cons, planning on going to MegaCon down in May. So if we have some Orlando, Florida listeners, catch me down there. So yeah, that's all that I have coming up for right now. Oh, and then with the comic cover that I'm going to be on, the comic will be Captain America Iron Man issue number 4. That will be released on February 23rd. So in less than 2 weeks, you can find that variant comic of Captain America, which is basically me, in your local comic book store. So I think that's about all that I have coming up so far.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Yeah, thanks for everybody tuning in, and we'll see you next time.